Morning of departure. We got a big dumping of snow last night, so that's beautiful. Hopefully we can take off on time. Kids came downstairs, wanted pancakes. I really want to pack my bike and continue packing, but priorities are right here. So making pancakes. Kids are upstairs getting dressed. We just got a new route yesterday, so I'm also trying to figure out how to get all of the routes onto my Garmin. Or anyway, it wouldn't be a bike packing race if there wasn't a scramble, if there wasn't toys all over the ground. All things good. I just really hope that I can pack and scramble and get Hazel off to school and be ready for my flight. All things normal. Bike arrived, bag arrived, I arrived, 24 traveling hours later. It's 10 o'clock at night in Rwanda. It is 3 p.m. in Vermont, but having traveled for this whole time, I'm exhausted. And so I am gonna go to bed and hard charge tomorrow by maybe even building my bike. Brilliant. Well, this is a special feeling. First time wearing short sleeves and short shorts since probably October. So, bright sunshiny day. Maybe jump in the pool later. Time for a bike ride. Here we go. Call it a very lush city. Absolutely beautiful here. Assume the position. Out and about day 2. It's a nice cool morning. It looks like it rained last night. Going up to meet Manu, race photographer. Head out for a nice little spin. So where do we go? Do you know the route?
No idea.
All right, let's pedal easy and do an oxygen-deprived interview.
How's it going?
Manu has done the event, coming in from Belgium. This year he's the photographer. What are your top 3 takeaways from having done this event before?
The people are always smiling. It's really cool, like a lot of really fun interactions. Stuff like this, you know. Landscapes are amazing.
It's like you're timing this as these things are happening. We're at the top of an amazing climb right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of foggy again, but happens a lot here. Oxygen deprived.
Yeah. All right, we are currently at 6,000 feet, and we've hardly touched the altitude to come. Oh look, and we're on a climb still. And what else? What else is great about this place?
Yeah, part 3 is definitely like the amazing pavement. It's like, yeah, we don't have this in Belgium. So it's like 0 potholes, it's just perfect smooth most of the time. But gravel will make up for that.
So all I've seen is gravel like this. We're just outside the city, which is fine, but I've been told how good the pavement is. You're saying between all the other cities and towns and villages,
Yeah.
just pristine?
Yeah, and like at night you can just basically ride with your eyes closed. Because it's just perfect, yeah, so.
Questionable behavior, but I'll consider it. Alrighty, the meeting is a wrap. I'm walking back to my hotel now. I'm gonna pack bikes incessantly. I will continue to pack and repack and pack again and load up my water bottles and just obsess about everything and try to put into my mind where everything is located. I was talking to somebody earlier and I said, until you've done about 20 bike packing races, of which I've done 3, it's hard to feel like anything but a rookie. But I'm feeling good with how things are going. It's great to hear the questions come from everybody back at the meeting, because everybody's asking the same stupid questions that are lingering in the back of my mind. We're all in the same boat. I'm excited. I'm very excited. And next up, go back to packing. Now fast forward to dinner time. Went over to Dugende for dinner time for the pasta feed. Needless to say, feeding 135 people is a lot when there is one line. So after waiting in line for a long time and hanging out with LTD, I said, you know what? Mushroom risotto. 800 calories of risotto coming up. I was at the pasta feed, but the line was an hour long or more. Very happy to have donated my $12 for my portion of pasta, but that's my dinner tonight. Anyway, it's going to be a very early morning, so here at 7 p.m., if I go to bed right now, which I can't, I would still get 7 hours of sleep. So, short night coming up. Good night. This is just a frustrated check-in that it is 12:08 a.m. and I've been awake for 2.5 hours and I'm wide awake, and my alarm is set for 3.5 hours from now. I really, really hope I can go to sleep soon. Well, that was it's 3:38 a.m. And I'm not kidding, that was in the top 3 worst nights of sleep of my life. I don't know what to chalk it up to. Heart was racing. I'm just trying to honestly think about nothing so I could sleep, but That was special. Anyway, time for coffee. Well, we're on to the start. And I hate to be the person to make excuses, but man, I wish I felt better. My Whoop tells me I slept for 2.5 hours, something like that. I was just pouring sweat once I got up. So, less than ideal. It's humid. It's humid in the room, so maybe I can just blame that, but not the best. Looking for improvement beginning right now. So here we go.
Go, 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 tu can there. Go.
Just like that. On to sector 1. One hour in. Quick stop to adjust air. Feeling pretty smart about that decision because we had a lot of weight and just pogo sticking down the road. Very bumpy already. I let the front group go. Probably in 15th right now. Good morning.
Morning.
Remind me your name.
Kenneth.
Kenneth.
Yeah.
Good to see you, man. There's only 600 miles to go.
Yeah.
What does that work out to? 970 kilometers to go. You do this race before?
Yeah, I've done twice.
You win?
This is my dad.
Did you win last year?
No.
Oh. Well, it's good to see you.
Good to see you, Thijs.
Do you come race in the US this year?
Yeah, if I get a visa, I'll come to the end.
Yeah. Well, I hope to see you. Morning.
Good morning.
Well, first climb of the day is done. Feeling a-okay, which is great. I've had more mechanicals in the bike packing sense of the word. Like I broke a clasp on a bag and my seat slipped and the nose of my saddle slipped. So I've had a couple stops, which is totally normal. I'm just trying to do it as quickly and efficiently as possible and not freak out and chase at 1,000,000 watts. So, all things good. Down here on the flats, just playing a game of catch up against people who don't have aero bars. Morning. Oh man, I'm dusty. $350 Swiss franc fine. Oh man, well that took a long time to catch them, but caught the lead group. That feels good. Just hope I didn't burn too many matches. Hey goats! Africa, the original gravel continent. Always changing landscape. It's stunning here. We've been going through this flatland for 20 plus miles, which is nice because the humidity dropped. It's like considerably more arid, or at least it feels like it, which also could be on account of the 22 plus mile an hour breeze we're getting. I don't actually mean it's breezy, I mean it's pancake flat, so you can get down in the sticks and cruise along at 22, 23 miles an hour without much difficulty. But now we're going up, so forget that. There you have it. Just shy of 5.5 hours in, and now I've surpassed my longest training ride of the year. Getting that endurance base, which is exactly what I wanted.
So, last day.
Tractor.
Going fast. I need something.
Oh, je moet van vissen.
Snack time. All right, checkpoint 1. We got all sorts of great people, great food, getting all the things, but just making sure you got everything, because once you leave, we don't seem to stop very often. Well, that was very civil. In and out of checkpoint 1 in probably 10 minutes. It's good to have a to-do list. So filled up my pockets with Untapped, ate some rice, ate some pasta, filled up my bottles, got some pancakes, and then I accessed a bunch of stuff that was in my aero pack out back, like charging cable, got more food out of there, tightened up a bunch of things. Oh wow, this is beautiful. It's a lake over there. It is absolutely shocking, everything they carry on a bike. Metal siding, lumber, thousands of gallons of water, seemingly. It is so, so cool to see the utility of the bike. We're on a 10-mile climb, which is preceded by a 3-mile climb. It's shallow, but it's also into a headwind right now. So, that's pretty fierce. Been quiet for a bit because I'm tired. Turns out 10 plus hours of riding when you haven't done that is a lot. So comfortably settling into zone 1 and just pushing through as long as I can. Just got the podcast in. Thank you, Mitch Docker. Big day.
Money.
was bone jarring. They weren't kidding when they said it starts rough and gets rougher.
Hello.
Looming clouds in the distance. We've been out for 12 plus, so sun's setting soon. Down to 2, just me and Lawrence. He's back there a little bit. We're sort of basically just exchanging the lead. Not drafting like that, but hey, go. Oh, that's a view. Hello. Which also means I just summited that climb. Which is great because that was really long and steep. It was like 8 miles, and if not, it certainly felt like it. The other reason I'm happy that we summited that when we did is now we have a big long descent and it's nearly sunset, so it's going to be great to not put on lights and navigate the descent until we get to the bottom. That's awesome. Getting darker. Super dark in the trees. So with any luck, this sector ends soon. And then we'll be back on pavement, I hope. As soon as it gets dark, the peanut butter mud comes out, which is kind of wild. Because people are just slipping and sliding. There's a ton of people walking, and they're all just sliding around, falling. A moto went down. Like one of the 7 million motos. Quite fascinating. And just trying to be cautious. And in true peanut butter form, I'm now walking my bike. Foul. Which is especially a bummer because according to my beta, they're going to be on pavement right now. Huh. Well, that explains why my chain's dropping. All right, we certainly can't see it, but tell me about the mud. How was your experience in the mud? Lawrence caught up with me when I got a snack.
It took, if I had a schedule,
Yeah?
it would have taken 1 hour out of my schedule. No, it was slippery. It was very slippery. You could still ride through, but it's just slippery.
On a bumpy, fast, wet descent in the rain behind a truck. What could go wrong? Well, I can sort of one-up the descending on the truck, behind the truck, in the rain on a crappy road. And that is riding through the city in the rain. But we're not on descent, so that's pleasant. Truth be told, I feel very safe here, so that's a nice help. Lights matter a lot, especially because we're basically the only bikes with lights, so we actually do stand out. Absolutely brutal finale. What do we do today? 15 hours ride time, 230 miles. An average speed went from like 17 to like 12. Anyway, bike is the better part of filthy, and now I'm gonna clean up and get some food, take a shower, hopefully get some sleep. Pardon my attire. I am wearing a towel. But yeah, when you get a hotel room, you're bike packing for a trip that you didn't know if you're going to stop or not, you don't bring clothes. Got a feast. Chicken, rice. Oh, speaking of clothes, it's kind of gross to take your socks off and wring out muddy water. Now you're going to put them on in about 4 hours. All right. 3 people are in. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I literally slept for 2 hours last night, so I need some sort of sleep. I'm smoked. And we are up and at 'em, 2:15 a.m. Looks like one guy has not slept, so he's probably 2 hours ahead. And Lawrence Tendam appears to have left a little while ago, so he's just a little ways ahead. Now we play catch up with 390 miles to go. Good morning. Birds chirping, sun rising shortly. It's about what, probably 5:50 a.m. Just got on pavement. Ferocious climb up through the Volcano National Park. It's absolutely beautiful up here, very Northern California-esque. With any luck, I've not gone out too hard because I've passed maybe 4 people, no, 3 people, including LTD, who's right behind me. So I misspoke earlier when I said how many people were ahead of me. I thought it was 3. There's at least 4. And now Kenneth is in the lead and he might be the last one. That is all I got for now. Goodbye, my friends. Big day ahead. Very, very big day. Oh man, that was awesome. We just did like a, geez, almost a 20-mile descent, I think. So that was glorious. With that, we've just passed the 300-mile mark. So not quite halfway, but getting close. I think I'm riding better than LTD, which is rare, so I feel good about that. Sorry, man. And Kenneth is up the road, but he has not stopped. So that is a tactic. And now I'm on the move. Who knows what's gonna happen with the weather, but this fog is so nice as compared to yesterday's brutal heat. So happy with that. Oh yeah, heat and then mud fest rain. Yeah, this is glorious. This is what happens when you stop and eat. You could create a crowd. My bike's kind of heavy and stuff, but so is his. We're going uphill too. Reinforced with rebar, no less. Super impressive. It's the dog days of day 2. It got hot. I haven't talked to the camera in a while. You don't realize that because you don't have a clock to know how long I'm going between gaps, but I've been riding for just shy of 10 hours. I've closed a 3-hour gap down to about, I think, a half hour to Kenneth. So that's promising. He's still super strong, so no promises about how that all goes. But I don't think he slept, so advantage Ted with my 3 hours of sleep. All the climbing of day 2, sorry, of sector 3 is basically done. And then we're going down to checkpoint 3 here, coming up in a sec.
Sector 4 looks brutal. But at that point I'll have 250 miles to go. Over and out. Woof. Well, I went into the feed zone. Checkpoint 3 was nice, beautiful view. It's at a resort. And then I was told that the next section is going to have some big rollers. They're enormous and steep, and on a fully loaded bike. Oh my gosh. I am struggling. Anyway, I have not been to a hillier region in recent memory, so the first half today was punctuated by really long climbs, and now we're into these crazy like 8-minute climbs. That's not a roller. 8 minutes is not a roller. That's a climb. Just hills on hills on hills. The other thing I learned is that Kenneth is an hour ahead of me. So I've taken an hour and a half or 2 hours out of him today. Basically, you just go up every hill in zone 1. Tempo feels like a sprint. Endurance, zone 2 feels like threshold. So yeah, you're largely just in zone 1. Conveniently, my power meter died, so I'm doing 0 watts right now. So it rained just before sunset, and that made this section super slick. The advantage of walking is I have an audience. I don't mind telling you, these bridges are terrifying. So, don't put your wheel in there.
About tomorrow, and it's okay, baby. Don't you know that it's over? You know we gotta make it out alive. Oh baby, don't you know that it's over? Oh baby, watching the sun go down.
Just wrapped up the 4th of 5 sectors. Luck is currently on my side because Lawrence broke his wheel and he's out, and Thomas, who's in second place, broke his derailleur off. So, yeah, so far so good. I know all you guys want is to watch me eat, but I'm so smoked. I just rode an Everest plus 10,000 feet. I just rode 24 straight hours of riding. It's 5 a.m. So 48 hours ago, the race started. Wild. All right, I'm delirious. I'm gonna eat this. Bike, food. I feel pretty smashed right now, but I'm gonna do a quick shower, a quick nap. And the rumor is I have a sizable lead, so that induces confidence. All right, clean up.
We have known each other for a long, long time. Baby, don't you know that it's over? You know we're gonna make it out alive. Baby, don't you know that it's over?
Oh my gosh. I'm at this fine store and I just climbed for, I don't know, 10 minutes and I feel like I've just sweat every ounce of liquid out of my body. It is the final day. I'm in the final stretch. And I'm eager to be done. But I'm trying not to do any mental math about how long it's gonna take. Just let it happen. Seeking some refuge. I'm really glad I'm not racing right this instant. It is a red, sticky mess. Primo conditions. Last climb complete. It's amazing how you basically just go over a hill and you go from rural, middle of nowhere to this. I've never experienced anything like it before. How close the city can be to something so rural. Pretty neat. Look out, guys, I'm in a race.
He was very impressive.
Well, I made it. That was a success. I'd said a few weeks back that I wanted to come to Rwanda for a handful of reasons. One was to fly in the face of people doing 40-hour training weeks and do my 40-hour training week over the course of 2 to 3 days. I had said 2 days because I thought I was going to be able to do a 40-hour push in 48 hours. I finished in 56 hours, 57 hours or so, which therefore at 45 hours and 45 minutes of riding works out to 9 hours of stopped time. That's cumulative 2 nights of sleep, 1 20-minute rest, and then periodic stops at shops. So joking aside, yeah, I wanted a massive training block, and I got that, clearly. Let's say reason number 2, I really wanted to come to Africa. I've raced in a lot of continents, but I've never been to Africa, so that's very exciting to check out a new place. It's funny to see a continent through the perspective of a very small country smack in the middle, but that's what Rwanda is. I mean, we're smack in the middle of the continent, racing around Kigali, and then the sidestepping reason for that is Rwanda is hosting the UCI World Championships this fall, and so I wanted to see what the country is about in terms of cycling culture and you know, what are the road conditions like and so forth. Road conditions are immaculate. An interesting piece about reconning being here is we actually finished on what's going to be the time trial, and I think we rode a portion of the circuit also into the finish line. But long story short, checked that box, saw a new continent, raced a new continent, and saw the entire country, so it seems, of Rwanda. Another reason was to get out of the winter back home. Laura has done a great job updating me on weather back home, and the most recent message in that department was, we have a lot of snow. So as much as we're into early February, this is the heart of winter, so I'm in no rush to see the end of winter. It's a good time to go home and go skiing and sledding and hang out with the kids, so I'm very excited about that. One of the more entertaining portions of doing the Arkansas High Country video was talking about how I feel in hindsight. So that was a 4-day, 20-minute... My brain is not working. I don't know if you can tell. One of the more entertaining pieces of my Arkansas High Country video was when I go head to toe at the end of the video and tell what hurts, what doesn't feel right. And so here we are at the tail end of a 56-hour push, as opposed to Arkansas High Country, which was the better part of 5 days. This was 2.5 days. So in theory, I shouldn't hurt as much. So to begin, my eyes are less both sunken in and exploding down below. However, having just slept the night, I certainly don't feel normal. My brain is just in this perpetual fog. I'm having a very hard time enunciating and describing the words that are passing through my mind. Another reason it's difficult to talk is my lips are incredibly chapped. My tongue is completely smoked. I think it's a combination of having a lot of salt and sweets. A lot of stops at stores for Fanta. I mean, every time, instead of saying Coke, like if you're in, you know, Latin America, you might say Coke, Coca-Cola, or in Europe, same story. If you're looking for soda, that here you say Fanta. So I'd go into a lot of shops and say Fanta, 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 Fanta. And I get a Fanta, drink a lot of soda. Tongue is parched. I can literally scrape my tongue with my teeth and feel it just peeling off layers of dead skin, dead cells. That's kind of gross. Skin? What is tongue skin? Neck is a little tight, but certainly not as bad as High Country. Shoulders feel all right. Triceps a little sore. I mean, every portion aches. Fingers, thankfully, are not anything like Arkansas High Country. I think that was a combination of really making sure that I was moving in different positions all the time. I mean, the aftermath of High Country was that my fingers were tingly for 3 months. In the first, I forget, few weeks, I had what felt like no sensation whatsoever outside of the tingling. Like zipping up jackets was next to impossible. So that was scary and frustrating. And, you know, right now it's just my right ring finger is feeling a little bit funny. My guts aren't really operating normally. Not to go too deep into the bowel situation, but I'm a pretty regular guy. I like to use the toilet in a sit-down position about once a day. And for the better part of 4 days, as a combination of jet lag and my body trying to catch up from that and this bike race, didn't really use the bathroom for 4 days, even though I'm consuming just tens of thousands of calories. So I was picturing my body as one of those incinerators where I think there's a lot of states and places that they just incinerate their trash. I'm like, well, I guess that's what I'm doing. My body's just going to consume and burn every portion of energy. My undercarriage isn't so bad. It's pretty good, especially because it rained reliably every single day. And then it's not just wet chamois, but it's wet and gritty as a result of the sand and mud and perpetual grit in the air. I think my lungs are pretty toasted. I don't know if a carburetor exists in this country. I don't know what a carburetor is, nor what it does, but the exhaust coming out of vehicles are just so bad. And there's so many two-stroke motos ripping around, and then everything is kicking up dust. So I have just hacked up like orange from the dust, gnarly loogies for days. That's pretty gross. One interesting thing about waking up this morning is I just ached, and so moving in any direction hurt terribly. If I had another race day today, it's almost as though your body knows how to react. Knowing it's like your body can anticipate things, but knowing that it was finished competing, it was allowed to rest. I woke up just feeling awful. But then the interesting upshot of that is I feel like everything is swollen. You know, if like you sit on an airplane for a long time and you get cankles, I mean, your calves are sort of engorged over your socks. I felt like that. I felt like I was swollen everywhere, but then I looked in the mirror and I'm so emaciated right now. It's like I'm dehydrated and don't have anything. So it's funny because you have the sensation of your body wanting to cling on to everything as it tries to heal and recover right now, but then in reality I'm just gone, which is kind of funny. Anyway, keep on moving down the line. We're getting close to the end. Knees are a little bit sore, just achy, probably akin to everything else. I would be remiss if I didn't say my thighs and quads and hamstrings are pretty smoked. And down to my toes are a little bit tingly. Bike packing has always fascinated me, especially the long ones. I think of a Tour Divide, because I would always think there's nothing more uncomfortable than riding with wet feet. And I'm like, well, what do you do after 2 days and it's been raining for 2 straight days? And the bike pack will say, well, you just keep on riding. It rained every day here. It's as though your shoes are sponges. In reality, they are. You're wearing a cotton or a synthetic sock, and that's holding onto water, and then you have a shoe which is holding onto water. So my feet, I'm like just nonstop thinking, am I giving myself trench foot? This is so foul. I took my shoe off last night when I finished finally. Yeah, it looked foul. And by some miracle, they recovered this morning. They're a little bit tingly, but you know, with any luck, I don't lose any toenails. So there you have it. I feel like $1 million. I'm gonna go back to Tugende and get myself a nice breakfast, a nice coffee, and get a massage, and clean my bike off, and then as much as I wanted to stick around, I was gonna fly out tomorrow. I got the luxury of a notification from United that my flight is February 11th. It is 6 days from now. And I'm like, well, I'm supposed to fly back in 1 day. So what the heck? And then so my evening last night was spent for 3 hours with 4 different airlines to get home in a more reasonable fashion. And as a result, I'm heading out tonight. So excited to get home over the course of the next 2 days. And that is the end of my story. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.